How's it going, man? You okay? Can people hear me? Guitar relative to the microphone and all that? Let me know. Yep, all good. You can hear me? Cool. How's everybody doing all right? Everybody okay? Been a while since I've done this, so yeah, let's figure it out together. Getting used to playing in front of people again. Line 6 head last year. Cool. How's that treating you? That's got like loads of cool sorts of sounds and stuff in it. I haven't like heard from a whole lot of or like seen anything of Line 6 in a long time. I know when I was sort of growing up, Line 6 was quite like a big thing, and I think they were sort of like ahead of the time with like all the digital stuff, and then everybody would like, you know, hate on them. But it's like, this is where we are now. You know, everything's digital, pretty much. There's only a few guys out there that are still like, sort of like, holding on to the original idea of taking heads out live and stuff like that. Of sounds, can store all sorts off your phone. All right, that's cool. Nice. So you're enjoying it then, yeah? Trying to find like sounds and stuff that you're happy with is like, it's a trip, man. That's like part and parcel of learning to play guitar and you know, becoming a musician and stuff like that, or you know, however far you want to take it. Like trying to get tones and find the right gear that suits you is it's all part of it, you know. I'm getting like a warning here, like about my stream's bitrate. So I don't know if that's like affecting anything. If everything seems fine, then just like, if somebody could just like let me know and just tell me. Otherwise I'll have to go and change something. But I've never had issues before. So if everything sounds fine and everything looks fine, then I think we're okay. Absolutely, I did a custom tone. It's pretty spot on. Oh, cool, nice. So pleased you're happy with it. And you're still rocking that Purple Explorer, yeah? Hey Harry, how you doing, man? You okay? And I will try to keep killing it just for you. sort of. On and off, need to do a few adjustments. The bridge is too low and it sounds out of tune slightly. It's a nightmare when you can't get your guitar to stay in tune. This thing is a rock. Like, I never tune this. Like, this is an absolute tank of a guitar. Like, for my job, you know, like I just need to be able to pick up the guitar and just not think about it, you know what I mean? And I just pick it up and it's in tune. It's almost like Evertune, you know? Yeah, like I think I tuned it for like the first time in weeks today. It was like ever so slightly flat, ever so slightly. So finding guitars that stay in tune. I think as well, it's like, it's not like, oh, specific guitars, like you buy those and they specifically, all of those models will stay in tune, you know? I think it just depends on the instrument, you know what I mean? And how it's built, even if it is off of a factory line, you know? Like, my Epiphone Explorer is a nightmare for tuning stability. My BC Riches, never had a problem. This guitar, never had a problem. Mostly been playing my LTD-F, yeah, in drop B. Nice. What songs do you enjoy playing in drop B? What bands do you like playing in drop B? Slipknot mostly, of course. I think Slipknot was probably the gateway for a lot of guys into like drop B tuning and stuff like that. Really appreciate everybody hitting the like button. By the way, I can see the likes going up, so thank you so much. That helps. What camper tone are you using? Okay, so a lot of people have asked me about this. It's mine. You can't have it. Believe it or not, like, it was reverby tones and stuff that made me want to buy the camper. There was a couple of reasons actually that I wanted to buy the camper. Behind that, but this preset was one of them, and there's a YouTube channel called Tone Junkie, I think it is, and they go all out on camper, but they make all like these worship tones and stuff, you know, like for like church bands and stuff like that. I don't know what anybody's religious standings are here, but that's by the by, right? But apparently they use all like these heavenly reverby tones, right? And this was one of them when I was just sort of like searching for reverby tones. And I was like, there it is, that's it. Because I want to try and get as close to Devin Townsend's clean tone as possible. Like, that would be the dream. And yeah, this was just there for free on that page, so I downloaded it, and it's kind of become my, not signature because I didn't make it, but it's like my clean tone that I use quite a lot. And it helps me chill, and it provides excellent sort of like background noise. You know, like for like just hanging out and streaming like this, or like even when people come round, like my guitar is my comfort blanket. Like within like 10 minutes of somebody like being in the house, like I will have just like reached over and grabbed a guitar and put it on my lap and not even realized it. It's a comfort blanket for me. You know, so like I had a friend over on the weekend and he was just asking me about guitar and stuff like that. and I just had this ambient tone on in the background and just sort of like noodled like I am now while we were chatting away. And I think it just provides like excellent background noise. Because I mean, I'm full on ripping off. Well, I say this, I'm full on ripping off Devin Townsend, but like I was using saturated reverby tones before I discovered Devin Townsend. And then I discovered Devin Townsend and I was absolutely mortified because I thought, oh, that's my thing, right? Reverby guitar tones and cleans. And he'd do like live streams and pretty much similar to what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I was mortified when I found him. Because I was like, hey, that guy's made a whole career off of what I thought I was doing, you know? Did you get your tickets for Bolt My Valentine? Yes, I did. I'm going to be in Manchester. And I'm standing, so if anybody's coming to the Manchester show, come find me. Although I was seated for Bring Me the Horizon about a month back or a month or so ago, and I much preferred that, even though we were sort of on our feet for the whole thing. Sorry, my phone's going wild. Apparently I just had a message off of one of my clients who's apparently on the stream. Sounds sick. Thanks, Joe. And yes, if anybody wants to learn some guitar stuff, come and hit me up on Instagram or check the email address in the description of this or any of my videos. And if you want to learn some stuff, just as like one-off lessons, let me know. But yeah, I did. What's your favorite ALC riff to play? This, Sam. You know exactly what one it is. That's one of them. And I didn't even write that. You wrote that, Sam. For anybody who doesn't know, Sam's the singer in my band, Lost Cause. Play it as a metalcore pedal riff. Why are you pushing me? I need to... Well, the pedal point would be F sharp, wouldn't it? So, like... That's really hard in standard tuning. Something like that? I don't know. Go shoot, bros. I'm at work, naughty me. Great to see you doing well, though. Thank you, man. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Oh, gosh, comments are coming in. I will get to everybody, I promise. Hey, man, love the channel. Any tips on picking the guitar back up after a long time? Was pretty good, but stopped playing for about a year. I'm rusty at the minute. And then Kaya will get to your comment in a minute, so I will answer this question first. Getting back into it. Okay, number one, you need to get inspired. Like, don't even pick up the guitar. Don't force it, man. Just go and watch you guys. Yeah, go and watch concerts and stuff that you were brought up on. Yeah, go watch your favorite guitar players on YouTube. Go listen to your favorite albums. Rediscover the music, and usually for me, after I've gone and like, even if I'm just driving in the car and I put some like Machine Head on or something like that, like I get back and I'm like, right, I want to play guitar now. Like, get yourself inspired to pick up the guitar. If you pick up the guitar and you're not inspired and you're trying to force it, then you're just going to get frustrated, okay? So number one, make sure you're inspired. You've got a drive to pick up the guitar first. And then when you do pick up the guitar, don't try and go crazy. There's stuff that you may have been able to play at like one point, and you know, if you're feeling rusty, don't go in and just try and play whatever it is, you know, Screaming Fire at full tempo, whatever it is, you know, something fast. Just work your way in nice and slowly. Yeah, just don't discourage yourself. Make sure you're playing a guitar that you enjoy playing as well. Get yourself a fresh set of strings as well. If everything's rusty and dusty and old because it's not been played in a while, then, you know, give the guitar a little bit of TLC first. That's going to make you want to play it, because if it sounds terrible, then you're not going to want to play it, right? So I would do that, and then just start slow. Try not to, you know, go straight in with a big saturated gain tone as well, you know what I mean? Just like, work your way in, like a little bit like I'm doing here on a clean tone. You know what I mean? And I'm just getting a feel for it right now. So, yeah, number one, get yourself inspired. And then approach it slowly, and just don't go for the most technical thing that you can think of, because chances are, I speak from experience, it might not come out as planned. Yeah, and just find your way back in. But yeah, that would be my advice. Just make sure you're driven to do it. Don't do it because you think you should be doing it. Do it because you want to do it and you feel geared up, you know what I mean? Go watch some guitar covers. I don't mean mine, but you know, or whatever, you know. Thanks, man. I appreciate the tips. Funny you mentioned Machine Head. I was listening to The Black, and that's what made me want to start again. Yeah, so like when I'm running, and when I say when I'm running, I mean like when I'm in a running phase. I'm not currently right now. But anytime I run, like I put The Blackening on. That's my running record. You know, because it just gets me. It's the same thing. If you're exercising, you probably want some hard hitting music to accommodate that. You know. Okay, we need to backtrack here. I really appreciate your Bullet My Valentine tutorial vids, man. Also, it's cool seeing that Purple Rich Sega Matt's on the channel too. Yeah, that's a staple of the channel, so that both the BC Riches will always be on here. But I appreciate that you appreciate the bullet vids. Thank you. Also, what DAW do you use? I've been learning Reaper, but I've seen a lot about others that may be a better choice for guitar-centric stuff. I use Cubase because that's basically what I've always used. In school, we had Cubase. And I guess I've just always used it ever since. And then, so I knew how to use that, and what led me to getting it again was years ago. I had a Line 6 pod thing that you plug into the computer, right? It was on an old laptop. And it came with a free download of like Cubase 7 or 8 back then, I think it was. And it was just what I was comfortable with when I was sort of like learning to record myself and make little demos. And then when I got this set up years later on from that, it was just like, well, Cubase is what I know, so I'm just going to go for that again. And it's just what I'm most comfortable with. But apparently people hate Cubase. But I find it so user-friendly, like really easy to use. So apparently Reaper is a bit of a steep learning curve, but if you go into that and you don't know anything else, then I'm sure that you have no problem. All the Lost Cause stuff is recorded on Reaper with our producer. Yeah, the Line 6 stuff, bringing back memories and stuff. That's how a lot of us like learn how to do it with like line 6 stuff, you know. That I tell you what's really funny. Well, not as in ha funny, but you know, tone chasing. Talking about this at the start of the stream, right? Doing it. We all do it. Okay. Put your hand up in the comments if you're still tone chasing. Put your hand up in the comments if you go and plug in your guitar and you want to play, but you spend at least 45 minutes chasing tones. I am one of those guys. It's funny because all that time I had that UX1 Line 6, like I used to like hate on my tones and stuff like that, especially my clean tone. Every damn day, dude. There you go. I used to hate my clean tone because I wanted this. This was like the ultimate for me. And then I found some old demos a few years later, like that were recorded with that. And I was like, man, that clean tone was really good. I want that back. So it's hindsight, right? It's funny. Both hands and feet. There you go. So sometimes you just have to switch your brain off, you know, and go, okay. And that's the other thing about practicing getting back into guitar. Try and just not spend too much time chasing tone and and focus on your playing. I know it's hard, but yeah, otherwise 45 minutes is gone. And then always tried to get that poison tone on my 5150. I'm sure you got close because that's the sound, right? But at the same time as that, like, you're never gonna get it, are you? Because there's compression and, you know, and EQing and engineering. I mean, Colin Richardson, you know? You're never gonna get it perfect. How are you doing, William? You okay, man? Thanks for tuning in. But you're never gonna get, you know, perfect. You know what I mean? So but that I guess that's the little lesson for myself, you know? It's like discovering that old clean tone that I used to use. It's like, oh, it was really good, but I hated it at the time, you know? It's just like, you know, so sometimes you just got to switch your brain off from, oh, it could be better. Doing well on this Friday morning. I'm so pleased. Good to hear that, William. Yeah, well, that guitar tone on the last Machine Head record is pretty much for me the ultimate guitar tone. Like, for me personally, it's just that is it. That's the sound right there. And again, that's Colin Richardson's engineering, right? Very hard to get an album tone out of one guitar. Oh yeah, that's another point. Yes. Because at the same time as that, yeah, you're listening to double track guitars, pan left and right. Sometimes you got thickener guitars on there. Yeah, pay attention to the records. Listen to where guitars are coming in and out and where they, you know, sometimes in the choruses. Like Enter Sandman's a perfect example of that. You know, you'll just have the left and right for the, what is it, the verse section. But then when you hit the chorus, more guitars come in to make it pop. You know what I mean? And then you're using different guitars that have different sort of timbres to them. Yeah, so sometimes you'll have a main tracking guitar, but other bands, and like Slipknot and stuff, they'll use like a different guitar and a different amp sound to try and, you know, like thicken the sound out. There's so much, and that's without the EQ and the compression and the mixing and the mastering and the stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot that goes into it. You know, you're never gonna plug into an amp, no matter how similar it is, and go, oh yeah, that sounds exactly like that. Stuff sounds similar, of course. You know what I mean? You got the ingredients for it, but I think people just need to lower their expectations, because you're never gonna sound like double track guitars, and you know what I mean? I'm behind on comments. Have you tried the Quad Cortex? I've got a camper, but I haven't bought the remote yet. But damn, if the Colin Richards pack didn't exist, or the camper, I'd be switching it up just for the ease of use. Yeah, I get that. Like, so there was a band called Acadian, who I like a lot, and they are friends of mine. We've played with them a couple of times, and they all use Quad Cortex, like all of them, even the bass player, I think. And when they go up on stage, like after we've played as an opener or whatever, they'll just go on and get these little pedal boards out, plug themselves in, and that's it. Job done. And I'm like, oh man, that looks so simple. But I love the camper, and I use it for every show, and I'm using it now, and yeah. But the neural thing does look like the way forward. 100%. You know, because it's just so simple. It's like Bring Me the Horizon. Lee Malley is using that to power his shows, you know. And it's funny because, like, I think the backstage sort of interviews that you see nowadays, they've just become really boring. Because it's like, well, these are the guitars I'm using. It's just like, okay, so what you're using behind, you know, what you're running into. And it'll be like, well, it's just this little pedal thing, and that's it. It goes out to the front of house, and there's just nothing else. And it's like, oh, right, okay then. You know? It's like, I think I saw one with Phil Dammel the other day. I'm pretty sure he's using Quad Cortex as well. And he was just like, yep, so I run into that. I'm pretty sure it was. It might have been something else, but I'm pretty sure it was. And there was an amp in the back. And that amp wasn't even his, it was just rented gear. And he literally just runs it into the effects. He's not even using the amplifier. You know, it's just so easy now, but I guess it's like the charm has gone and like the myth has gone. I remember there was like those old Metallica backstage gear rundowns with the guitar techs, and it was like James was always very secretive over his guitar tone, right? And how he achieved it and stuff. And like going back there and being able to see behind the curtain, and they had all the triaxis and some pedals and stuff like that. You know, it was really cool. Then we fast forward a few years later, and now it's just like, oh, we use Axe Effects like everybody else. I have 3-4 presets. That's it. You know. So yes, I've not tried it, but Acadian made it look really good. What are your thoughts on pinch harmonics? As I'm practicing duality at the moment, and I'm sometimes getting it, and then it sounds dull afterwards. I've got a whole video on that. If you scroll back well back on my channel, there's a video, and hopefully that'll give you some tips. I'll give you one right now. Just watch where you're picking along the strings. Because you've got different points where it pops out. So that's one of them. But if you go check that video out, I go like full on into depth with it. The thumbnail's like of me and Scott Zach Wild, of course, picturing it. You just try and listen to a live version, try and match that. Yes, 100%, that's what I would do. A boosted 5150 style amp through a vintage 30s a recipe for a lot of killer bands. Yes, absolutely. That is the tone. That's the Machine Head sound right there, or the metalcore tone even. Yeah. Okay. Here's my rig guitar wireless modeler out to the PA. Done. It's just, it wouldn't even make for like a 5-minute video. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure the rig is easy to tour with, but it's not fun for gear nerds like us. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. You know, it doesn't make people unique anymore, does it? We want to see a rack the size of a refrigerator with the strange pedals and analog amps. Yeah, exactly. You know. But it's funny we say that though. That's fun to watch. But like, if I ask myself the question, would I want to take that on the road? It's like, absolutely not. You know what I mean? It's just like, nope. I'd have a Camper or a Axe FX or a Quad Cortex like any day of the week over all that. Because it's consistency. I used to be obsessed with everyone's rigs, then I realized I was getting more caught up in the tones than the actual playing. Yeah, exactly. I'm quite simple as well when it comes to tone. Like, I only need a couple. I'm not constantly chasing after the next one. Oh yeah, the signal path and stuff like that. Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start, you know. How you doing, man? You okay? Campers, it's still fun to ask what you profile and then we get into it with modified. Yeah, so it's all the same stuff, you know. It's just like, hey, guess what? It's a EV6505. You tried Fishman pickups? Yeah, I've got the Matt Heffy set, and they kind of ruined EMGs and passives for me with how good they have been. No, I've not tried them because, like, I don't know. It's just my guitars have always been the EMG 8185, and it's just what I've always used, you know. But these pickups right here are like, without a doubt, the best pickups I've ever played through. The headset is naff. I don't care. Like, it's not. They're not good. They work for him, but in my opinion, they're not great. I don't like them. They're great for cleans and stuff like that. But like, you've just got to. The way I use like my rig and stuff like that, they just don't fit. Whereas these guys, oh my god, like these are the best pickups I've ever played through. Hands down. Like, this is arguably the best sounding guitar I've ever had as well. And it's a Strat, you know? Which, if you guys who know me, I love my V's and Explorers, they're my favorite. But like, this is without a doubt the best sounding guitar I've ever had. So, when I was looking for a teaching guitar, like, I didn't realize, like, how good this thing would actually be. So that's the Jim Root signature EMGs for the Jim Root signature guitar, I guess. Yeah, I gotta be careful though, William. Sounds like you'll never go back once you try them. But yeah, this is without a doubt the best sounding guitar I've ever had. Yes, that's correct. That's what they're called. And yeah, they're just incredible. And they're active, you know, they have battery and but yeah, it's this, honestly, this thing just doesn't go out of tune. I tune it like once every 2 months. It just doesn't move, you know. It's incredible. And I've kind of come full circle, you know, since my my very first guitar. This is where it all started, folks. My very first guitar. Look at the drop in output. And you know what? This thing plays absolutely incredibly. So it's just a cheap knockoff Encore Strat. And when I started like discovering my bands and all that sort of stuff, it's like, oh, it's not cool to play a Strat, and I hate Strats, and Strats are metal. You know what I mean? And when I fired up my teaching career now, like 3 years ago, I just started using this guitar to teach on, because I'm not obviously going to teach beginners on a flying V. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't mind sort of like knocking it against the desk and stuff like that. But this is where it all started. You know, this is played my first riff. And I use this guitar now when I need to, when I'm teaching somebody about drop D, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I've kind of come full circle. So I've got like, even though I was like super anti-Strat, and copyright, yeah, that's why I stopped. Door's gonna burst open, I'm gonna get dragged out into the streets. So yeah, I was looking for another guitar, and I wanted to stick with a Strat, you know, because I needed a normal shape. And those Charvels just sort of like called out to me, and when I played it, and it was a match, and I liked it, you know, but I didn't realize how good it would be. And there's just something, I know this is like the antithesis of me, but there's just something quite honest about playing a Strat, and this is comfortable for me, you know. And I had this professionally set up when I first got it as well. And the setup is held. So how many years is that? I was 14 when I got this, and now I'm 31. Coming on 32, so you guys do the math on that. I know, guys. 30. Comes around quick. Yeah, I remember with this very guitar, you know, the first time I heard Master of Puppets, I was at my cousin's house. And I remember going into the kitchen, and I couldn't play it, and I couldn't really play well at that point because I'd just started my lessons. I remember they were all watching TV, and I remember at that age going in the kitchen with this guitar. I didn't even have a strap, but I remember just like holding it and blasting Master of Puppets in my ears and like pretending to like play the song with it, you know? And so there's a lot of mileage on this thing, and that's why I'll never get rid of it, and I'll always keep it, you know? So I've kind of come full circle, if you like. Moving on to another Strat. So that was sort of the thought process behind that. This thing done halfway. As much as I love doing it myself, just get a pro set. Yeah, absolutely. Mind you, I don't know if I told you guys. Output. When I got this a few weeks in, the collar on the Floyd Rose came loose, so it was just like the bar was like wobbling. So I was sort of panicking. I was thinking about like, oh, I need to take it to attack and stuff like that. And I've got a guy who lives down the road from me, but the problem is I can't leave stuff alone. So I did it. I did the unthinkable, and I took the whole Floyd Rose bridge out. Took the whole thing out and tightened the thing up, because usually on the back you can go in and tighten the collar up, and I think the bolt hadn't been put on properly in the factory. And unfortunately, there was just no route to get to it, so I had to take the whole bridge out. And I felt like when I did that, I'd sort of like earned becoming like a, I don't know, manhood or whatever. But the thing is, going into buying a guitar with the Floyd Rose, I wanted to make sure that I understood how it worked so that I could restring it and not have any problems. And if any problems did come up, I'd know what to do. So that was kind of like, okay, you're going to go and buy this expensive guitar. If you're going to buy it, you need to know how it works and not panic every time you can't get it back in June, because Floyd Roses are temperamental. So I did a lot of research on like understanding how it works. So this way, when I did get it and something went wrong, I was like, okay, I think I know what to do here. And lo and behold, I took it out, put it back in, rebalanced everything, and yeah, I'm quite proud of myself for that, because like years ago I'd have been, panicking. Can you play the solo for Shatter, please? I can. I've got a whole guitar lesson on my channel if you want to learn how to play it. I don't even know how it goes. I don't remember how to play it. I'm so sorry. Something like that, but it's bathed in reverb, so. I'm hopping off. Have a good stream, man, and thank you for stopping in, Kai. Have a great weekend. This guitar has got like a big weight to it. When you hit like a low E chord, you just feel like the body resonating. Like, a guitar set is good when, well, for me anyway, but like when you play it on a clean tone and it still sounds heavy. You know what I mean? And yeah, it is a sick sounding guitar, And I never move off of the neck pickup, like ever. Like even when I'm on distortion, I can't get off of it. So, which show am I going to? Manchester, of course, because it's the closest to me. It's only about an hour away. Hey, pre-sale was well funny for that. I got so many messages, like, with people confused, because there's so many people, like, flying over. People not knowing, like, how it worked. Like, you've got to be on O2 as your network provider to be able to get pre-sale tickets. It's just, like, you have to have that for your cell phone. So many people were messaging me like, I'm trying to get tickets and I can't do it. And it was like, sorry. They're like, how have you got yours? And it's just like, I'm with O2. So I hope loads of people like managed to get their tickets today. But yes, I will be in Manchester if anybody's coming. And I'm so glad they're doing it in an arena this time and not a stupid tiny venue. Like when I saw them in 2021, I want to say. Was it 2021? The Victoria Warehouse in Manchester. That was ridiculous. It was so small. I got beaten to a pulp. It was Crowd Surfer Central. Like I did not have a good time at that show, even though I was on the front row. I mean, I did have a good time. It was great, but like, man, I felt like I went like 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. You know, it's just like I got. It was just the venue was just too small and the sound wasn't good. It was just too much. And me and my mate got separated and he just spent the entire thing at the back. My mate loves a rowdy show. Like it's where he lives. He loves the Pit, right? He absolutely loves the Pit. Like when we went to see Slipknot together, and like as soon as like Duality started, like he was like, I'm gonna go get in the Pit, and he just like running around and stuff. But, like, even that show was too much for him. Like, which says a lot, you know? So, yeah. So, yes, hopefully there'll be a little bit more room to breathe in this concert. White guitars never fail to impress. That's such a beautiful and sweet guitar. It really is, isn't it? It's, if you'd have told me when I was like 15, 16, 17, as a matter of fact, screw that, a couple of years ago, like your favorite guitar would be a Strat over all those big fat flying V's on the wall and stuff. It's just like, I'd be like, get out of here, man. But I can just sit here easily and just doodle on this thing and talk to you guys, you know, without having like this big hunk of wood on my lap. Even though this guitar does kind of like weigh quite a bit. Wow, that was good, wasn't it? I haven't played an A minor this entire stream. So you've gotten used to that style of playing after all that time playing V's and Classic. Yeah, I've gotten used to it. I mean, I don't particularly like it, but this is, you got to bear in mind that when I would sit with the guitar in this position, it would probably be one of my Explorers, which is the most uncomfortable guitar in the world, right, to sit with. So I'd be like kind of, you know, like trying to pull it onto my lap and stuff like that. This is a lot easier to sit with. But yeah, I've gotten used to this purely because of my job, but my shoulder is ruined, absolutely destroyed from sitting like this all day. You know, and when I stand up, like, this shoulder is actually higher than this shoulder. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I've gotten used to it, but like, if I want to play, like properly, like bring the metal and all that sort of stuff, I have to get one of my Flying V's, because I can't, like, I mean, I'm struggling there, like, I can't play fast riffs out like this, like, it's just not possible, so. Anybody know that modes? Can we tell me what mode I'm playing in? Absolutely not. So if you'd like to know what it is, it's called Dorian. It's the sound of spaciness and Pink Floyd. What is the Dorian mode? This is where you guys are all going to switch off now, but I get a kick out of talking about it. It's a minor scale, but it's got a raised sixth. So if you know the minor scale, 7 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 octave, so you don't count the 8th note, because that's the same as the first one you start with, right? And then what you do is you take the 6th degree, and you bump it up one. And now we have what was originally, you know, pop music. Pink Floyd. A couple of days I learned about what bebop is and how it's actually used, and I think we should actually try and use it. If you want to try and get that in, Sam, then send a demo. You're still here. Everybody think? Does everybody want some bebop in A Lost Cause? What elements do you want to hear in A Lost Cause? Give us some ideas. We've got new material on the way, by the way. It'll be like next year by the time you hear it, as standard. But no, we would hope before then. Yes, I'm leaving now to record a chorus demo. Nice. Have you seen Studio 666? No, I have not. Can't wait to hear it. Yeah, it's... Sam, if you're still there, what should everybody expect from these two A Lost Cause songs? What should everybody expect from the more difficult one we've got? You guys have heard nothing yet. It's crazy. It doesn't even sound like us. The most ridiculous and heavy song we've done. Yeah, absolutely. It's stupid. It's heavier than the author, and I think the author is pretty much the heaviest thing we've got. And the line, the hamster in your head is long since dead. Oh yeah. So I think Sam, with that one, is like sort of a teaser. Like, Sam tried to get like sort of like a humorous sort of edge in there a little bit, kind of like an Ice Nine Kills thing, because they use quite a bit of humor. Or maybe even like Bring Me the Horizon, like, you know, that cheekiness that Ollie has in his lyrics. Like, it's a serious topic. guess. But like Sam's took kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of approach with it, whilst calling people out, and load of puns. Yes, 100%. It's very sarcastic. So that's that one, and then there's another one we've got, which is a little bit more typical of Lost Cause, the kind of thing that you're used to hearing. It's more of like a White Lies kind of thing, dare I say. Kind of sits with that. And I don't know which one's going to be coming out first. I know which one I want to hear release first, even, I should say. And I think it's just going to be about, because one of them isn't finished. I think Sam's got to lay a couple more vocals down on one of them. There you go. Second song, I'm gonna go on record and say it's the best chorus we have. Okay. In his opinion, okay. So, arguably, like that second song that sounds more like us, the chances, it depends how quickly we get the vocals done and what everybody wants to do. There's like literally one part that we just didn't get to and just couldn't get finalized. And as soon as that's done, we'll know which one we're going to put out first. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for these. One of them's very wild. And there's been about 10 different versions of that song. It's you've got to bear in mind with the majority of Lost Cause songs, they're they're all old. Like, I think Sam wrote the author when he was like 17 or something. Church of Night is an old riff. White Lies is an on-the-spot riff. So, you know, these songs have all come from old ideas, you know, and then they just take forever to get out because you gotta demo everything, book studio time, then you gotta record it, and then get a music video sorted. It just takes forever to get stuff out, you know, so. I gotta head out to work, have a good stream and a good day. Thank you, William, and thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in, man, and I hope you have a great weekend. I don't think a single section of one of the finalized versions is the same as the original, like 3 versions. Oh, absolutely not. Like, there is not that. Yeah, like everything is different from the original idea, pretty much, on that song. So we're currently waiting on mixes for those 2. Oh yeah, and that's another thing that prolongs things. So then just because you get like the first mix back doesn't mean it's going to be spot on. So then you've got to send mix notes back to your producer and then like have the conversation. And you know, us guys live in different places, you know, like 2 of them live in Manchester, I live here. You know, so then you've got to get everybody on WhatsApp to discuss what you actually want and then make sure everybody's happy. Then you'll get another mix back and then you'll have notes on that guaranteed. You know, and then it's the same thing with the music video. When the music video comes back, they'll send you a first cut, but it doesn't mean it's going to be spot on, you know. So, but that's no reflection on the guys we work with. Our producer Mike, I wouldn't want to work with anybody else because he just gets the sound of the band, in my opinion. And he just gets it. He just gets the idea. And if you're wrong on something, like he'll call you out and he'll say, no, you need to do that a different way. But I love the sound of his mixes. And then our video guy, Gaz, like we've done everything with him and I just wouldn't want to work. I don't know what the other guys think, by the way. You know, this isn't just me setting the law down, but like I just love working with those 2 guys because they just get it. You know, so. Yes. That really annoyed me. Because it's like, Tom Araya was like, yeah, I'm done with this, I hate it. And then the next thing it's like, oh, we missed the fans so much. So, you know, it's just like, we're never going to do it again, you know. They put out that, it's just like, yeah, we're done. Poor Kerry was not ready to retire. And goes and starts up a whole new band and stuff to keep going. And then it's like, oh yeah, we're back together. And it's like, just pick a side, you know. But it's cool for all the diehard Slayer fans, you know what I mean? That's fine, you know. Studio 66 on Netflix. I will check it out. I will, if I get a chance. No promises, but I'll see what it's all about. How's it going, man? Hope you're well. And yeah, it's a very cool guitar tone, right? Dude, I'm about to fall asleep. It's relaxing. Feel free, man. As long as, you guys enjoy it. I always conscious of just annoying people just by noodling and doodling and meandering, but quite honestly, this is the way I like to play guitar most. Is this like a song or something? It is. It's something that I wrote ages ago. I got 3 parts for it. So I got a main riff. I've never done anything with it, but it's sorry, my wrist's killing me from these chords here. Then I've got this. So that's the bulk of it. Then I got the bridge section, which would be like a it's beautiful, man. You gotta advertise it on TikTok or something. That's where most new artists blow up. Yeah, for sure. I just need to finalize it and write it properly, Take care, man, and thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, yeah. Yeah, count your blessings, all that. Or even like, I guess it would be like sort of, what era am I thinking of here? Yeah, early. I'm trying to think of the early record, like There Is a Hell kind of era. I use Lee Malley's Kemper bundle quite a bit, actually. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's a great guitar. I love this guitar so much, and the Floyd's just perfect. This thing just doesn't go out of tune ever. Like I tune it like when I restring it, and that's it. it just stays. It's great. Thinking of getting a Schecter Super Shredder, but get a Charvel too. I can fully root for these Jim Root Charvels. They're absolutely incredible. It all depends what you want, though, you know, because this isn't like a... You know, at the end of the day, this is a Strat. You know what I mean? It's not like an Ibanez or a Super Shredder Schecter, do you know what I mean? So it's horses for courses. Like, I would never own, like a proper Super Strat, personally, because they're just not my jam. But like this is like kind of like a marriage. It's like super stratty stuff on it, like locking tuners, unbucking pickups, you know, and Floyd Rose bridge, but it plays more like a Strat, and that's what I like, so. Strats, but well, that Super Strat thing gives me anxiety. Yeah, same. I just don't. I had one years ago, but like second guitar, but I just don't my jam. It's either big fat V's and Explorers for me, super impractical, or this, you know. But this is without doubt the best. I was saying earlier on the stream, this is the best sounding guitar I've ever owned, like ever. It's perfect. Yeah, I can imagine that too, actually. Wow, that's sad, hey? It's more like a drug. 100%. You know, it's like you're absolutely spot on there. And that's why I like reverby clean tones, right? How's it going, Matt? You okay? You know, like every key has kind of like a feel to it, you know, so it's just like if we're sad, it's like E minor, right? I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. Been a while since I've done this, so trying to get a feel for it again. Hopefully provide some form of entertainment while I noodle and meander through the same 3 keys for over an hour straight. Yeah, you're absolutely right that it does express feelings that you can't say. Yeah. You know, so that's E minor, perfect key, and then if you're feeling a little bit sort of more contemplative, B minor. Soundscape video. Yeah, I should probably make more of those. Yeah, I would certainly like to. I just gotta be in the right frame of mind. Like, I find it easier to like sit here, maybe with a little bit of an audience and just meander through stuff. But like, as soon as I go, right, I'm gonna record this now, and I hit play, you know, or hit record even, you know, it's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, so, but I would like to make more for Absolute Sure. To be honest with you, I didn't know many people listen to them. They're on Spotify as well. If you want to check them out on there, it's just Nihilus 92. But yeah, if you want to check them out on Spotify, they're there. But I guess you haven't got like the nice pretty pictures to go alongside them. But yeah, thanks for checking those out. Like, I didn't realize people really listen to those. They're more of like a me thing. Oh yeah, when you make it, that's the problem with that. When you make a mistake with all the reverb and delay on, it's just like, it's there forever, you know what I mean? So I can do it in takes. Like, if I do make a mistake, I make a note of where it is, and then like, I can like blend it, if that makes sense. Like I can chop the tracks and sort of like blend them together. The great background noise while studying, reading, or doing anything that requires concentration, really. Oh, cool. I'm so pleased you like them, thanks. I think the problem is there's certain keys that lend themselves to that. So like there's the open C stuff that I do, which I can't do on this guitar because it's locked. I've already got a big long one of them. It's like 40 minutes long. So I've already done that, you know what I mean? Then I think there's one on there maybe in D major, like what I'm playing in now. So it's like, but those are like my two favorite keys to do it, / B minor. So it's like I'm just conscious that if I make another one, I'm just going to default to the same positions and it's going to sound the same. So that's my problem that I've got. Your top tip for learning a piece reliably, making unlikely to make mistakes. Embrace the fact that mistakes are going to happen. That's what I would say. I make mistakes all over the place. Like, I am not a clean guitar player. Like, I'm always making mistakes. Like, the quicker you embrace that, the faster you'll learn to live with them. And then if you just, you know, learn to laugh about it, it's going to be a lot easier on you. And then you'll take the pressure off of yourself. But the amount of bad notes that I've got on this live stream, you know what I mean, by accident when trying to provide some sort of nice sort of like ambient soundscape. Mistakes happen. But if you're looking to get sort of like perfection, you know the score. That's what everybody tells you to do. Slow down. Yeah. Play to a metronome, slow the track down, play alongside that. It's just how it works, you know. And work on your muscle memory. You know what I mean? Hey man, good to see you live, just hanging out. Thanks man, I appreciate it. I mean, it's okay when you just vibe, but when so when recording, okay, that's, yeah. That's the one, isn't it? When you're trying to get a perfect take. Make sure you're warmed up. That's what I do. I've got like it's cold here in the UK, right, at the minute. So I've got like you guys can see it, but like a heater on the floor. It drinks electricity. I've had the lights go out on me because like this thing drinks electric. But if it's cold, I can't play. And if I'm going to do recording, it's just not going to work. So I make sure that I am warm, right? Because I'm quite a cold person. I get cold easily. And then I make sure, obviously, you know, if you're warm, then it's going to be easy to warm your fingers up. And then just make sure you've practiced your parts before you try and record. But yeah, you've just got to keep going and going and going and hit the space bar, delete, space bar, delete, space bar, delete, and then you just keep going and going and going and going. Then you finally get it, and that frustration is all part of it. It makes you a much better guitar player, you know. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it sounds. Yeah, we've all had that. I wouldn't worry. I've got 2 reels lined up. And I need to go back and like edit and finalize everything, but that was recorded like 2 days ago. And I'm just dreading going back to it and listening to it because it's probably all going to be out and I'm just going to end up redoing it, you know. So there is that, but it's perfectly normal. It's you know, like Devin Townsend says, if you're going to do music or you're going to, you know, with it seriously or you know, just like take your playing seriously regardless of what comes of it, like learn to fail and learn to fail hard. And he is so right. Like it's horrible, but that's what you've got to do. Because if you learn to fail efficiently, that means you can move on from it a lot quicker. And you go, okay, well that didn't work. I can approach it differently next time, you know? So it's not a negative thing as such, but it's a reality thing, you know? Yeah, perfection. You know, but there's loads of stuff you can do when recording to get perfection. We've all done it. I do it. You know, little edits and cuts and stuff like that. Do you think live music will always be in the arena of human players? Bands could robot musicians. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. Like, for me, it's always been the band and the people, as well as the music. You know, I've never looked at a robot and thought, oh, that's cool, I want to be that. Growing up as a kid, when I was like 14, 15, 16, you know, I'd see James Hetfield, I'd be like, I want to be that. You know what I mean? I don't think you can... Well, I think it will go that way, unfortunately. But it doesn't mean I'm going to like it. It doesn't mean a lot of people are going to like it. It's like, would you rather go and see Metallica or some sort of automation playing Metallica stuff? Or whoever your favorite band is, you know? Hard to find motivation and record too. Recorded, let's see, my 2 listeners, but my dad thinks about. Yeah, I know. I get that. Like, I've got loads of recordings and stuff that nobody's ever heard before. Because I just don't know what to do with it, if I'm honest. You know, like that piece that I was just jamming on earlier, that. Just like, I really like it, especially. Especially that as well. I think that's great, if I may say so. But I just don't know what to do with it. It certainly doesn't fit in a Lost Cause, that's for sure. You know, it's not got enough to it. Metal, then release metal. Yeah, most certainly. Big as Sabotage. Yeah, totally. You know, am I in? There's a lot of uncertainty. But it's better to act now. Do you know what I mean? It's like this live stream, like, I didn't know what, like, if I wanted to do it or not, you know? But I'm so glad I came on, because I've spoke to quite a few people on here, you know? And, I wasn't going to play guitar if I didn't do this, because it just wasn't in the mood to sit and play. However, I am playing guitar now, and I'm having a good time doing it, and it makes me feel good, so, you know, but that's because I pushed myself and forced myself. It's like, right, you got a couple of hours off before work this afternoon, you know, so you just got to push yourself. Okay, it's just coming on to 2 hours. So I think that's kind of a good stopping point for today. But, I want to thank everybody who stopped by today and left a like. Chatted with me in the comments and stuff like that. I say this at the end of every live stream. I've had such a good time, I need to do this more, but I really should do this more. It's so much fun, yeah, it's been good for me to do this today. So, like, I really appreciate everybody's participation. I hope everybody's doing well. whatever you've got going on. And if you're not doing well, then I hope things improve for you. Just I don't know. Stick at it, and I'm sure everything will come through for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. Plugs, my band, A Lost Cause, obviously, go listen to those. As anybody wants guitar lessons, just hit me up on Instagram, email. And yeah, again, thank you all so much for the support. And yes, nobody is alone in the struggle. 100%. We're all in this together. But yeah, thank you all so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. So take care, guys. Peace.